Hello and welcome. This is Impact 360 Degrees with myself, Kambili Osadolo Ehima. You're welcome. And this is my chat or the interview segment on my program. On Impact 360 Degrees, I always say that we take care of your spirit, body and soul. That means we take care of your health, we take care of issues that impact you, and then we go and touch people in various other ways. And that's on my Impact Plus segment. Today I have an very exciting personality on the show to talk to. And this man is one man you cannot capture in just one episode. So brace up, because you're going to be seeing him in the next few weeks talking about various things, talking about things that impact you and I, and the things that touch us in various other ways. And of course, as always on this segment, you get to meet my guest, but that's after this time out. Please to stay. You're welcome back. If you've just joined us, the program is Impact 360 Degrees with myself, Kambili. Now, my guest on today's show is no other than Chief Dan Nwanyanwu. He's a regular face on my program, and it's no surprise that he's here again. A lot is happening in our country, and I thought, okay, why not? Let's bring him, because he's one man that says it as he feels it. You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I want to just first begin by asking you, why are you not in any political party yet? Because last time I checked on this program, you told me you're partyless. All right, even though some people said, okay, he's like the voice of Esau and the body of Jacob. How do they say that? I mean, he says he's not a party member, but his body language tilts towards the PDP. So, are you in any political party now?
Well, I'm still partyless. I'm not in any political party. People are free to form their opinions. In fact, I have many more friends in APC now than even in PDP. But I also have friends in PDP. I have in Young Democratic Party. I have in National Conscience Party. Because having been at the highest level of political party administration, I met all these people. And there's no way we won't be interacting, cross-pollination of ideas.
Is there any special reason why you're not in any political party?
I think the situation is not right now for me to make a decision. I want to observe, and I've observed for 1 year, 2 months. Things keep getting bad from both sides. I am tempted to even look at whether I should take a shot on something new. I felt I shouldn't. Another thing is saying no. These people have not come to the point whereby you have to be part and parcel of their process, and that's why I'm still thinking. I'm still waiting. Maybe by the time we get to June, towards the end of the year, I would have made up my mind. First of all, I'm a party man that believes in ideology, commitment of a party. A political party must have a vision. A political party must have a mission. It is not just using a political party as a vehicle for election. Look at where we are today. You must have a program, a manifesto that is implementable, that Nigerian people will be proud of. So I have not moved out of politics. I'm still commenting on political activities in Nigeria, but I'm more active now on the social media. I do a lot on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my internet. And I think we should leave it at that.
Okay, so what would you say to someone that says to you, okay, you're still watching, you're waiting for the food to be cooked before you jump in?
No.
Why would you want to sit and observe?
No, to the contrary. It's not, no food is being cooked now, because those who cooked the food now are not there where they're eating it. I'm talking about the current administration. Those who started the cooking, those who did the cooking, they're not near where the food is being dished, not talk of eating. So it's not a question of cooking and eating. And I'm saying so because we still have time. Right now, they are concentrating on governance. Nothing is cooking now. But I think after this year, what is not done this year, and the early part of next year can never be done again,
Why don't
then
you
we
want
better
to be part of-
we better be thinking of 2019.
Why don't you want to be part of a process?
I am not saying I won't be part of the process. For example, in PDP, you started with, they're still battling to put their houses in order.
So why don't you join those cooking the food? I mean, why are you waiting for the food to be cooked before you?
Why should I join in cooking the food? Those who cook the food that produce President Muhammad Buhari, are they part of the eating now? It depends on what you want. Are they part of the eating?
Like who?
Who doesn't know who made President Muhammad Buhari president?
Like who? I mean, names, please.
For example, Ashwaju Ahmed Tinubu was the brain behind the success of President Muhammad Buhari. And he just acknowledged that 2 weeks ago. Okay. I'm not in the same political thoughts.
Okay. So you think Ashwaju is not part of the eating right now?
We're in Nigeria. I'm not speaking for him. I am not his fan. Apart from during Hope 93, when I was younger, when I saw him for the first time, we have never been together politically. But I want to say that he has not been treated fairly. But for Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Buhari will not be president today. Quote me.
But there are some people that will not agree with you.
They may not agree.
You couldn't have done that alone.
He started.
You couldn't have done that alone, single-handedly.
Look, Ashwaju Ahmed Tinubu is the only politician today in Nigeria that has his structure still with him. 100%. He has his political family with him. You don't tell a child who entered the bush. I love this proverb. It's an Igbo proverb. A little boy entered the bush, killed an antelope, and brought it home to his father. After cooking the antelope, the father said, well, you're a small boy, you won't eat this one. For reasons best known to him. That boy would burn that house. Because a young chap, a little boy, is not a little boy in the antelope he killed from the bush.
Why do you think Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not been treated fairly? Why do you think so? Why do you feel so?
Nigerians are aware that it's not part of what is happening. He can come tomorrow and say it's not true, but we know it's the truth. You see, after an election, new friends will emerge. It depends on the leader to direct his affairs. New cabal will emerge. You see, this man is overbearing. You have to be careful. You have to be this. Some leaders will listen. They will forget so soon thereafter what they did behind. I will give you another example. During the Buhari's struggle to become president, at least I know names that we met at different times in Transcorp, many places. They are not near Buhari today. They are not near Asorok. In fact, they won't enter Asorok. Where is Buba Galadima? Where is Alaji Sulehaman? Where is Osito Okechukwu? Where is Salihu Mustafa? I can go on and on. These were people who were ready to die for Muhammad Buhari. So when you take people and give them sensitive appointments in the villa, people who were not part and parcel of the struggle to know who and who contributed during the struggle, they will not be in a position to know who should enter the villa and who should not enter the villa. I've mentioned key names. There are many. I have all of them here. And every Nigerian will tell you these are even before any issue, they'll start defending the president. Without briefs. But what are they today? So, Senator Tinubu, as the kingpin that plotted all this and executed it successfully, should be part and parcel of who gets what and how. And that was why Mark Webber, the political scientist, defined politics as who gets what and how. I'm not speaking for him. Okay. So don't ask me to go and start cooking. Well, and let me also tell you why they arrived at this position. You know, during the merger, when the merger talk started, the first meeting of this merger was conveyed by His Excellency Dr. Nwanyanwu in his house in Asokoro. I was in that meeting as National Chairman of Labour Party. Prince Tony Momo was there, and 2 others. That was the first meeting. And what was my contribution? I said, look, before we move forward, let us sit down and agree who gets what and how in this exercise, so that you know that what you are fighting for. They say, no, Chairman, leave that one. Let us drive these people away. I say, no. Our intention should not just be to drive them away. We must offer good alternative. And we must know our participation, the basis of our participation. The second meeting, the same thing. Then I told them, I said, look, I told Dr. Bonne, and I said, look, before, in Igbo land, when you want to go for hunting, you normally agree the animals that will be shot in the bush. If you don't agree in the animals that will be shot in the bush, you will end up killing an animal without a name. That is why they have this problem, because there was no concrete agreement on what ACN will get, on what CPC will get, what PDP, the new PDP that gave credence to the, after Buhari, actually you had already put the slate working, the new PDP and ABGA, Rochas Okorochas ABGA, what they will get. Okay, so after the victory, so of course they got to the president and took over the process. Okay. And that's what you are seeing today. Who
is Babatunde Fashola to Tinubu? And who is this? Is it Femi Bajabiamila in the House of Reps?
Yes.
That was penciled down to be the House of Reps Speaker.
Yes.
We know he's a Tinubu boy.
Yes.
And then before the miracle that happened in the Senate,
yes,
and Bukola Saraki emerged,
yes,
at least we have key personalities that we can safely say are the Asuwaju's boys.
Look, I don't want to go into that, but I want to tell you that.
After looking at this, and then the process is still on, though. These people are just roughly about a year.
I want to tell you
that these people have not shown up right now does not mean that they're not going to show up. Don't you think?
Kambili, I put it to you that those who are in the cabinet of President Muhammad Buhari were not, 80% of them were not Ashwaju's nominees. Ashwaju is entitled to over 60% of who becomes minister.
Should it be that way? Should it be that way?
I'm coming.
Should it be that way? Should it be about who gets what,
or about the people? No, I don't want to be seen to be speaking for somebody that I'm not in the same political school with him. But I'm just trying to explain to you how this thing works.
Okay.
He's entitled to 60%, whether they're from the east, from the west, or from the north. And where am I saying
entitled to 60%? You know, it's like a business venture.
Yes.
Entitled to 60%. No. And then if he's entitled to 60%, what is this 60% supposed to be doing for him?
No, nothing.
Is it supposed to be about Asiwaju or about the people?
No.
The impact of these people on the lives of Nigerians. What is this about?
Whoever is appointed is coming to work for the people of Nigeria.
So does it matter who now gets what? From who? By who?
Listen, you are not a politician. Let me tell you how this thing works.
I'm a Nigerian.
You're a Nigerian.
And Nigerians are entitled.
You see, I'm not in any party now. So what I'm telling you from my heart and how it works. If you make appointments based on contributions and hard work of people, if you abandon people who work very hard for you, that means there is no compensation for loyalty and hard work and dedication. What I'm saying is, politics is a game that if you are going into it, you must know why you are going into it. And that's why I told you, I suggested in the first 2 meetings for us to put it on the table. But when I reported to my National Executive Council that this was the thing you sent me for, and they said stop. That was how Labour Party withdrew from that arrangement. In 2011, I met President Muhammad Buhari. Then he was not president. I saw him in Kaduna twice when I wanted him to run under the Labour Party, because I believed in some of his commitments. I went first, and then later went with my then National Secretary, who is now the National Chairman of the party. We saw him, we discussed. He was down to earth. So I'm not talking that I have anything against him. But all I'm saying is, he should not allow people around him to derail the administration. Because if President Buhari doesn't succeed, Nigerians will have no faith in democracy. Nigerians will believe that democracy is just
all right. Can I paint a picture here?
Yes.
If someone, if an individual works very hard for a president to emerge, and this president, at the end of the day, wants to pick people who can deliver to Nigerians in certain aspects, and somehow, quote unquote, unfortunately, a few persons who worked assiduously for this president to emerge don't really qualify. You cannot say they are the square pegs in square holes. And this president is actually looking for technocrats who can deliver, because he thinks or believes it's about the people, it's about delivering to the people. So instead of picking someone who is not a round peg in a round hole, he would rather pick technocrats. Would you say that this president is not being fair?
How did you arrive at that?
Because the president is thinking about the people, not about people. I mean, of what use would it be for the president to just pick someone because he worked during the elections and not pick someone who is qualified to deliver to Nigerians?
Look, I don't expect, for example, okay, we're talking about Ashwaju. I won't expect him to nominate somebody that is not qualified, no matter from where he's making the nomination. He nominated Fashola to be governor. Did Fashola perform? He backed Fayemi in Ekiti. Fayemi was not a failure in Ekiti.
Why does he have to be so bad if he doesn't do the nomination? Why does he have to be so bad? Why does it have to be an issue?
You give honor to who honor is due. This is politics. This is politics. When you are in politics, you believe that there are certain people that will achieve certain things for the people of the country. Look, if I have a political party, for example, I formed it for a purpose, and I have people from different parts of Nigeria that will do certain things to keep the party in the minds of the people of Nigeria. So if after victory, I am no longer in a position to do certain things, including even having access to the seat of power, there is nobody that will be happy. This is politics. Kamili, you're not a politician.
I don't have to be. I'm Nigerian.
So you better.
Do we all have to be politicians?
You don't have to be. But
do we all have
no,
to be?
We don't have to be.
We can't all be politicians.
But you have to tell you how it works.
We all have a right.
If any politician, if you are told by any politician that his purpose of playing politics is not to advance the fortunes of the people and by extension himself, tell that person he's a liar.
Okay.
You can advance your fortune even without stealing.
Okay.
You will be known. Nigerians, you get favors unsolicited.
Okay.
So the point I'm making is, government all over the world.
Yeah.
Look at US primaries. They're going through primaries. At times you hear of super delegates.
Caucuses and all.
These are the owners of that party. They sit down and decide who gets what and how. So you don't throw away people who work so hard. Why did President Muhammad Buhari recognize 2 weeks ago that but for Ashwaju, he wouldn't have been president?
Well,
because you see, I will leave him for him to be his own mouthpiece. But the truth is, you don't push people away. I have mentioned other names in the place. So don't talk about going to cook, join to cook. I want to know that, and I'm going to cook. And after cooking, will I participate in the eating? If not personally, by my nominees.
Okay.
That is politics.
Okay, that's the much we can take. Time is never our friend. This interview continues next week.
Make them happy project. Get your ticket now.
Hey there, welcome to the health segment of Impact 360, and I remain Henrich Blinks. Now today we're going to be talking about some other complications of obesity. Now on our last episode I was trying to let us know that it's not about the weight, but there are some other major things we really need to focus on. And one of the other things we really need to look at is diabetes. Now many of us little do not know that when we start adding this extra body weight, the excess fat, before you realize what's happening, your sugar levels tend to start increasing, and then before you know what's happening, the diabetes sets in, and then we have different types of diabetes. But that's not even the case, because I'm not going to be taking us through that today. All I'm going to be doing for us today, I'm going to be looking at some of the complication of diabetes itself. And remember, it's as a result of that excess weight gain. So there are some things we really need to put into consideration. Now, one of the complications of diabetes we are supposed to be mindful of is a heart disease. Now, diabetes actually leads to heart disease. Many people don't know. Now, what I always advise is once you are concerned with one, be on the watch out for every other lifestyle disease that might come, because they don't come singularly, they pick themselves. Once someone is diabetic, there's tendency for the person to be obese, there's tendency for the person to have cholesterol problem, there's tendency for the BP to also be high. So these are the few key things we are looking at. Another thing we need to look at, to watch out for, is a kidney problem, then neuropathy, that's vision loss over time. You start to lose your vision. Another thing again is restless leg syndrome. And another key thing is circulation problem. Now, a lot of people actually have that problem, and in most cases that leads to arthritis, and we find that in some middle-aged women. So 3 simple key rules I want us to strictly adhere with is the first one is eat plant food only and no animal products. Now there's a reason why I emphasize on mostly plant food and no animal product. That's because animal products are high in fat and are hard on the kidneys, and then they contain lots and lots of cholesterol. So it's always better and safer to focus basically strictly on plant food. And another simple thing, I know it's not easy, but it's very simple, but basically the most important reason why we're adhering to these 3 simple key rules is because of our health. Okay, now the next one is eliminate oils from your diet. Now, oil is 100% fat and increases the risk of complication as well as lowering insulin sensitivity, which is actually going to be resulting to different type of diabetes. So that's why we're trying as much as possible to eliminate oil as much as possible. Now I know it's difficult. Sometimes when you see the oil, it makes the food very attractive and inviting and delicious, but at the same time it's not healthy. You know, there are lots and lots of reasons why we're advising not to do this, so please try as much as possible to stay off. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to be leaving us with today is eating whole grain food, and then most importantly low glycemic index. Now, how do we get to identify low glycemic index food? These are food that have a complex carbohydrates, and the rate at which they spike up the sugar level is actually very, very low. But high glycemic, the rate at which they raise up the sugar level is very, very fast. So we try as much as possible to eat whole grain food which contain more fiber. And remember, like I always say, fiber helps to detoxify the system, and also the nutrients there are very, very high, and they are not processed. I overemphasize on that because processed foods too are not too healthy. Now, if you feel hungry more than usual, that means you are not eating enough. But basically, the most important is you are not getting the right nutrients from the food. So my advice for you today basically is to eat more of plant-based food, no animal food, eliminate oil from your diet as much as possible, and also the last, Eat whole grain and low glycemic index. Remember, you are trying to eat for your health. The most important is to make your food your medicine, and then your health is key. Like my host always say, your health is your wealth. Stay healthy for yourself, stay healthy for everyone around you, be good for yourself, feel good about yourself, and that's the most important thing I always like to emphasize on. I remain your best nutritionist, Henry Blinks. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to catch up with you on the next episode. Bye.